Go, you're live. You're live. Cute. Hello. It's just me now. I've murdered Brandon. Wait. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm waiting for Brandon to return from the restroom. We've gone live. Posting to the Discord. And join us. Maybe I'll just speak like this. Join us today in our live stream where we talk about photography and other things like being sad and how not to be sad, or how to accept being sad, how to be happy with being sad. Brandon needs to come back, or you guys are gonna not watch this live stream because it's just me vamping. Oh, but if it's just me speaking to the future, then hi everybody in the future. I hope that you're maintaining safe distances and feeling happy and sane. Quarantining yourselves. Oh. Brandon returns. I hear his steps. His footfalls break my back. Okay, what do I want to do here? Oh yeah, I like looking at the comments as they come in. I'm just mumbling. I'm just literally mumbling to myself.
Are we streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Oh. Hi. Are you the concurrent viewer?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
But they're not telling us who it is.
Okay.
Tell us who you are, please.
Do you want to say your name?
I was mumbling to myself while you were gone that we should just do this stream like this, both of us, calmly,
ASMR.
collectively. Hello.
Let us know your name, who you are. We don't like talking to ghosts.
I don't mind talking to ghosts.
Okay. Well, have fun with that.
When was the last time we did a stream together?
It was definitely when I was still doing a show.
Yeah.
So it was over 3 weeks ago.
But like most of them have been pre-records too. When
Yeah.
was the last time we did this?
I don't fucking know, man.
Hello.
I'm just glad to be doing it.
Yeah.
I'll give this a minute before I start actually editing. I'm gonna wait for Pipples.
People.
Concurrent viewer, do you wanna say your name?
Maybe you're the concurrent viewer.
I don't think that's a thing.
You're your own. It doesn't show me. Oh, now it's showing me. But that's probably me. Oh, somebody else.
3 people.
Thank God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Show yourself.
Hello.
Tell me your name. Do you have a name?
Hello. What's your name? What are your 3 names?
The one that you don't tell anyone, you just think about yourself.
When you're alone, staring into the abyss.
Oh my God. Yo, for anyone here that wants to see cats, hasn't seen cats yet, do it with a friend, please.
Yeah. Take that trip together.
We lost the concurrent viewer.
I know.
They got sad
Oh no.
because we asked them to introduce themselves.
Please. Say something.
I'm giving up on you.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling so small. Well, I'll give it another minute. And then,
Listen to the church bells.
It's like an actual tune.
A sexual tune.
Oh dear. Okay, well, I hope you all are doing swimmingly on this lovely Saturday quarantine day. And,
Hey,
yeah.
it's me. Hi.
Sup, dude? Just get an ad on a live stream. Is that a thing? Because I don't make money off of these live streams.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that just YouTube doing it for YouTube purposes? Is there a way to turn that off?
YouTube being shady.
Wait, is there?
Well, was it a good ad at least?
Yeah, no, was it at least?
Let us know the ad.
Oh, I can insert an ad, but like I'm not gonna press that because then you guys are gonna get
What
an
if
ad.
you just spam that?
You guys just get constant ads for like an hour. Okay, we should set a timer for 1 o'clock.
Okay. We're keeping to a strict schedule today because we have things to do.
It's kind of a hint about V2.
Ooh,
So
a hint about me too, eh?
yeah, you know, more to come. Mordecai. Except Jack's but I see too. Okay,
Excuse?
so
Pardon?
I'm gonna switch to this view. So I'm gonna edit these 3 photos today. This was shot on 1DX with 50mm, Canon 50mm. This was shot on a Fujifilm X100V. This was shot on a 1DX with a Helios lens. Hence why you have some interesting, what do you call these? It's too early for me. Lens flares. There we go. Now, the thing about Fuji is like it has a very specific color baked in. So, and I haven't really edited. No. This is Marquez's, and I stole it from Vin for a few minutes.
Nice.
But Fuji definitely has a look baked in. It's definitely not flat by any means. Now you can see there's still some information that is present. You can go surprisingly high on these shadows without there being too much noticeable artifacting or grain, which is good. But I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drag this more magenta. Even that out. I really love this warmth.
Yeah.
To the cone and like the coolness up here. I think I want to sort of capitalize on that a little bit.
And that cool light with the shadow is pretty freaking good.
Pretty frig, yo.
Whose Porsche is that?
No idea. Some dude in Philly.
Oh, I thought when you said I borrowed it from Vin, I thought you just meant in office.
Oh, no. You're in Philly. It's going to take me a minute to figure out this color profile. I believe this was shot in negative, high key. So it's a very contrasty photo. Let's see what the temperature sliders do. Okay, some magenta popping out back here.
Yeah, it's interesting. Cool blues, warm magentas.
So one thing to take note of is when I decrease clarity, look at the harsh highlights on here and how they bloom when I decrease clarity. See that? Don't want to go overboard, but that's something. I'm gonna go the opposite way on dehaze.
Mihai says, speaking of cameras, do you think the Sony A7 II is worth it for photography?
I have a complicated relationship with Sony. I don't really love Sony, to be completely honest. I think their colors are a little fucky. But I will tell you that you're not going to find as capable of a camera for the price. But I think it also depends on what else you're trying to do. Are you trying to shoot video with it? If it's strictly just photo, I would maybe look at I don't know. I would even say look at some used Fuji cameras. Look at some used lower end Canon bodies. I struggle with Sony just because I find the colors really difficult to work with. But you know, that's just me. Everyone has a different taste when it comes to their color grading. I just happen to be someone that likes a more neutral kind of photo coming out of it that is good with skin tones. Like those are my primary objectives. And Sony is definitely very biased towards specific colors. Okay. I think we're really like sitting into the look of this photo.
Got a new viewer. Hi there.
Sup, yo? Reveal yourself.
Please tell us your names.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. Contains a built-in lens profile for correction, aberration. Really interesting. I have not seen that before. Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. X100S, not V. The V is the new one. The S is the 3-year-old one. It's been 3 years. Yeah.
It's Francisco. Hi, Francisco.
What's up, dude? So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna really lay into that orange. Ooh, I like. Ooh.
The halo around the light is like doing some cool stuff.
That's really good.
No middle faders.
How's life, Francisco? You enjoying quarantine? Because I know I am.
So Mihai is in Romania.
Oh,
right,
okay.
I think.
I'm not familiar with how Romania is dealing with coronavirus, but I hope either way you're safe.
Yeah.
I feel like so many different countries are dealing with this virus in such like a different way, because it's like, I don't know, especially like seeing the way Italy has dealt with it in terms of like the community and like people in Italy. I feel like, I don't know, this is just an observation on my part, but I feel like in Italy people are there for each other, whereas in America I don't feel that. I feel like it's every man for himself in a lot of ways, or at least I felt that as of recent, which is kind of a sad thing to see, weirdly.
We're
a lot of animosity.
We were talking about this the other day, that America has some serious individualism issues that are really gonna fuck this up. You know.
Well, it's like I think on another note too, like we've never dealt with something like this before in a lot of our lifetimes. Actually, probably in anyone who's alive right now's lifetime.
There were some things in the 50s.
I mean, H1N1 was kind of a thing, but it wasn't nearly this level.
Yeah, I mean, not on a global scale.
No. But seeing people in a new territory, deal with something like this has been interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, because it's we're not the first people to say this at all, but it's like putting the fate of all of us in the hands of each other. It's really tough. Yeah, because this isn't like, okay, so yes, tell the doctors to do something or tell the scientists to invent something. It's like,
it doesn't.
No, it just actually just each person has to do a little bit of something. Yeah, Americans don't really want to do that. They don't want to be told what to do. No. Hey, Diego.
Saw, dude.
Sorry that you weren't able to be here before, but we're here and we're gonna stick to Saturdays for a while. So
yeah, I think I think Saturdays. So Fridays were only because I was in a show at that point in time, and Saturdays I had 2 shows a day, so it was a lot more difficult for me to be able to get into the studio or get into a live stream situation. But assuming that this works for a few more people, I'd like to keep it this way. Yeah. I'm basically just fucking around with this photo at this point, but like, I think that's about it. The only other thing that I maybe want to do, just to get rid of some of those harsh highlights, which unfortunately are just like inevitably baked into the photo at this point, is again like just decrease clarity, dehaze a little bit. That way it looks kind of like a flare in some ways. Ooh, like that hit of warmth. Yeah. Okay, so this is where we are now, and this is where we started. Wow. I can't speak. Got rid of a lot of that nasty green. We made it more neutral. We really focus on this orange bit here on the nose. Is that what you call it? The nose of the car? Sure. Okay. The bow of the car.
Nobody knows. The definitions have been lost to time.
Yeah. And then, I feel like a lot of those magentas kind of came out unexpectedly in this back wall. So, I think a lot of those colors, interestingly enough, work in this space.
Sponsor us, Porsche.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
They have an electric.
The one thing, it's very expensive. Yeah, very expensive. It like puts the Model S in a place where it looks cheap. Wow. And it like has half the performance. Wow. It's ridiculous. Or not half the performance, but not nearly as good.
They're probably just trying to do the model that Tesla did, which is start expensive.
Oh yeah, and then go cheaper.
Build revenue.
But like Porsche could have. They have the resources. Tesla didn't. Yeah. And even at Tesla, like they started selling a car at like 125 with a Model S. I mean, Roadster was more expensive, but like it still wasn't ridiculously obscene, like in terms of like crazy cars.
How much Roadsters now?
The new 2020 Roadster is $250,000. Wow. But it's, competing with a Bugatti and it's a sports car. Yeah. The one thing I realized about this photo that's unfortunate is I realized this when I was editing a different angle of this photo, but this guy has like a clear bib on his car. You see that line?
What is that?
It's a clear bib.
Oh.
So basically, like, if rocks or grime, like, hit the front of his car, like, it hits, like, a coating on the front of it. But it's difficult to get out of it because this is a different shade of silver than down here.
It's like, it's in an amniotic sac.
Yeah. It's just kind of sad. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. That's the photo. I'm done with this photo.
Photo number 2. Perfect timing. We're going to do 3. We'll do 3. Also, a couple points of order. We have an extra person in the chat. Reveal yourself to us.
Yeah,
Hello.
hi.
We shall not continue until you... What if we did that?
We're very vocal here.
Yeah.
If you're here, by all means, let us know who you are.
Yes, hello. Mihai says, out of curiosity, will you ever do an iOS review again, like you did iOS 10?
Probably not. I don't know.
When did you do that?
Do people care about software like that? Like, is that a thing? Like, I don't know. I feel like I want to get to a point when I make videos that, like, and I think we've talked about this a bunch, but it's like, I only want to make videos and spend the time making videos on stuff that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And things that, like, I super believe in, because otherwise it's just, like, it's kind of a recipe for burnout.
Yeah.
So.
Which is to say, the underlying factor there is, like, you're not somebody who's, like, every single phone you're
No. Like,
Yeah.
I don't review Samsung phones, mostly because Samsung doesn't send me Samsung phones. I don't feel like spending the money on Samsung phones.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't really love Samsung phones.
Mm.
Like, a lot of people like them, and that's fine, but, like, I don't know. They're just not my thing. The Z Flip is cool, though.
Other point of order, I guess with 5 people, a few of them being unnamed, I'll say this once, we'll say it again too. You can start editing if you want. But
Oh, wait.
No, start editing, monkey. We're going to do this for an hour even. We're going to finish up at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
We're going to take a break for 20-30 minutes, probably 30 minutes even, so we can start on 1:30. And then we'll reconvene here, open to the $1 tier as well, and we'll do a short, like, fix me and post style thing. I've been really inspired by seeing so much love and appreciation of different musicians and artists doing live streams and stuff. I figured it would be really fun to just do something simple in the studio. So we'll do that at 1:30.
Hell yeah.
But that's just, keep in mind that we'll do that. We're not even going to go the whole half hour, I don't think.
No.
So we'll give you a little bit extra. But editing for now, editing and chat, and then a little bit of a show. Pee break, and then a little bit of a show.
Pee break. So while you were gone, since you've been gone, yeah, I'm gonna shut up. In this photo, I just made it 4x5, and then I just took this Gradial mask and I just brought the sky into the situation. Now with this photo,
Was this in Florida?
'twas.
Cool.
Reminds me of a time that was much simpler. I'm not going into my presets just because I want to go into my presets, but I'm going to my presets because I kind of want to go into my presets. Hope that made sense. Oh, that's kind of cool. I feel like I choose that one, but I'm not doing presets right now, Brandon.
No, Brendan. But like you've said, presets are a good starting place to kind of get a feel for the moves you do.
Actually, I might switch into some video soon.
That'd be fun. It's first.
You guys can also see my editing process for an intro that I'm working on. The funny thing about greenery is, like, you can either go 2 spectrums with greenery. You can go more on the yellow spectrum, or you can go green. And green has its time and its place, but it can look artificial, whereas yellow can look dead.
Yeah.
But this obviously, this looks like Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a even place. But I am going to increase saturation a whole bunch. Can't believe that's almost full saturation. That's strange. Bring in that yellow. The thing about the yellow is, like, that is the sunset hitting these leaves. So I wanna highlight that a bit.
Was this with the
50 mil.
Oh.
It's Canon 50 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really affect much. And then, from here, we can kind of shape.
Hello?
Okay, hi. We can kind of shape the way shadows are looking by basically these gradial masks.
I'll read you some of the comments.
Please.
Because there's been some back and forth. They were talking about the videos. iOS and Mac OS are great software. I personally don't mind a review, says Francisco. Mihai says that he had the SA Plus. That's Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
And my disappointment was real. I'm on the XS Max now.
Did you also find that it died in performance after
the S8?
4 months? Yeah.
Is that something? Did you experience that?
I feel like a lot of Samsung people experience that, and it's just like a lot of people like to cover it up because I think in a lot of ways, like, there's Apple fanboys and then there's Samsung fanboys. Not too many people talk about like the Samsung fanboy cult, but like it's a cult. There's a cult element to it. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not a Samsung guy. Also because like I feel like you all probably know this about me, but it's like I'm kind of a purist in the sense that like I don't like bloatware on my phone. I don't like anything but just pure stock Android. That's why I'm partial to Pixel. And that's why I get uber disappointed when Pixel isn't the phone that I wish it was. Expect a review on that soon.
Mihai says the Android 8 update killed that phone.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Alright, but I'm bouncing back and forth, so I'll go in order again.
Okay.
I think this is relating to you talking about doing videos that you like. Diego says, I like Xiaomi, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Xiaomi products, but I don't like MIUI
Yeah.
at all. Needs more minimalism.
That's the software.
And then Francisco says, didn't notice that you changed the recording angle. Did we change the recording angle?
Did we?
Maybe very slightly.
I like low key. Oh yeah, it's pointing right that way. Low key, this is all changing. So
yeah.
Actually, feel free to give us suggestions, like in terms of like if you'd prefer to see it from a different angle or like anything, because this is the time to do so.
Yeah, we're making a lot of big changes, and you guys are like a lot of you are day ones, so it'd be nice to like.
That's weird to say. Holy fuck.
We've been doing this for a while. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So like if there's something that's worked for you in our time doing this that you're not seeing, or if there's something that you think would work that we've never done, I've said this kind of since the beginning of the year, but we've been exploring, and we're really going to be putting a lot of our exploration to use. Like we're actually going to be employing our results in a week and a half or something, beginning of April. A lot of big changes April.
Yep.
As my eye twitches because it's a little stressful. I'm going to answer some of the smaller scale questions first. So Diego says, do you speak Italian fluently?
Do I? No, I barely speak English fluently. No, I wish I did.
Yeah.
My mom we went to Sardinia a year ago now, and I was like honestly shocked by how, like, my mom is half Italian. I was honestly shocked by like just like the little bits of Italian that she knew, how far she could go into conversing with people that only spoke Italian.
Yeah.
Like just knowing like very simple things allows you to get very far, which is like weird. I don't think you could say that about English.
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like our language is just so fucked in so many ways.
Yeah. I don't speak Italian either. My girlfriend studied Italian, and
Really?
Mhm.
Huh.
And she's pretty good. She hasn't practiced in a while, but she's pretty good. I studied French for a while, and I spent some time in France. You didn't ask me, but I figured I'd answer. Salty. Yeah, but you know, it's funny. Like in the U.S., like it's so easy to not have to speak anything other than English.
Yeah.
And that kind of it fucking sucks, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to be practicing these things more. And I'm sure I could go out of my way and do it, and we really don't have any excuse not to. But well, now I do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that goes into the next question. Francisco says, I don't know if you touched on this topic before, but how are you all handling this COVID-19 situation? Hope you are safe and sane.
Slowly but surely, my dude.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, it's comforting to know that we're all dealing with it.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
You know, knowing that we're not, you know, specifically alone in this struggle. It is a struggle. I mean, you know, it's like, I think, especially like speaking as someone who is a very active person, like I cannot spend more than a couple hours inside just, you know, living. Like, yeah. I need to be outside. And it's like on that front, it's been a little annoying, just like not being able to like go out and do things. So like I think on that level, like my head's going a little stir crazy. But I think the only other thing that like I struggle with, and like thankfully I'm near my parents, is like I don't cook, so like food for me is kind of a complicated thing, because like usually I just rely on going out to eat or like that type of thing, and obviously can't do that. So I'm like learning how to like, you know, cook at home more and prepare things on my own, which has been a process.
You might get to see some of that in 5K.
Yeah, no, hinty, hint.
I do cook. I
You don't have to rub it in, Jake.
I have celiac disease, so I'm gluten free. I've been gluten free since I was 13, and definitely partly because of that, and definitely just partly who I am. I need to cook to survive. Like for my mental sanity, I've always been somebody that does that, and as somebody who's really sensorially explorative, like as I've been a visual artist, I've been a sound artist, I've been a writer, I've been all these things, and like I need to do that, and even cooking for me is like a form of meditation. So we're gonna end up doing some stuff together. I'm probably gonna show Brandon how to do some cooking at some point.
Hell yeah.
And we may take a camera to it.
Hell yeah.
That'd be really fun. But for me, I'm really interested. There's two things that I think are big for me, and you can tell me what you think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first one, you don't have to tell me what you think, because I think it's straightforward.
Maybe I will, Jake. Maybe I will.
First thing is just that I'm really touched by a lot of... It's easy to feel... It's easy to feel like you do a thing and live a life with a certain set of ideals, and you know that it's right, and you know that it's ideologically good, but there's nothing there to tell you, hey, good job. And I guess what I mean in that is, you know, I live this life that is completely dedicated to making art and being art and sharing art and cultivating space for art. And like, I never thought I'd be here. I never thought I'd be the person who is like solely, I almost feel like a monk, like my entire existence is for these things.
Yeah.
And before this, I just kept going, and I just try to raise up other artists, and I try to talk about art, and I try to tell people why art is important, and I'm in my own little corner of the universe, and I'm not hearing other people say, yes, we agree. I'm just doing it, you know? And that's kind of taxing sometimes. And I think something that's been really, really beautiful is so many artists I know personally, and then and big artists are taking this time to be like, to show with their action that they believe the same thing that I do about what being an artist is, which is that the job of an artist is to sanctify space. It's to calm. It's to share emotion. It's to bring catharsis. It's to do all these things, right? Like, the job of an artist is to really unite, and it's really heartwarming to see a lot of people just deciding, like, yeah, this is our job. You know, I mean, so many musicians are doing live streams. You know, like I said, like ones that I know, and huge ones, like Hosier did one last night. Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie does one every single night.
Death Cab for Cutie.
Do you not know that band?
No.
That's like a great really famous band.
Yeah, no, I'm uncultured.
That's okay. No, they're like they're like a famous indie band.
Okay.
It is a really good name. But he's doing one every single night.
That's dope.
Like, for hours.
Yes.
My friend Jason Anderson, who I've talked about on the Discord, had a show. He had a tour that he was going to do starting like Tuesday until like Sunday, I think, and he was going to do a CD release party tonight in New York City.
Obviously, that's not happening.
I was supposed to meet him there. I wasn't going to be around this weekend because I was going into New York. I had plans to visit friends, to record with friends because I'm making an album. They're going to be on it. I was going to see the dance company I work with because we're supposed to do a show in June that's probably not going to happen. They don't want to admit that, but it's probably not going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
You know, a show we've been working on for a year and a half was going to be the reveal of that show.
Yeah.
I was going to see this friend, and yeah, it's like he's doing a show every single night. Today he's doing two. He's doing one at 2:00, which is why I want to stop before that, because I want to be able to tell all of you really should go check him out. He's a beautiful, beautiful soul. One of my biggest inspirations, just in life.
Yeah.
But like, it's those kinds of things that are really just like so beautiful.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I've only realized is taking a toll is that exact same thing, which is like, you know, the artist's job is to do these things. And when this happened, I was like, man, okay, I need to step my game up, you know?
Yeah.
And we've been in the studio every day, and I've been like I'm not a huge social media boy, but like I've been trying to just use whatever tools we have to just be like, you know, right now there are artists that are not able to make money in their normal ways.
Yeah. And
they, you know, artists are tied to society's functioning, and we don't talk about it in like our culture, which is a huge failing of the US, but like art and artists the success of art and artists is integral to the success of a culture. Yeah. And right now, with this, if people can't make money and they have to switch careers, basically, we're gonna lose culture. We're gonna lose what America is. We're gonna lose what the world is, you know. And so, you know, I'm like trying to just hammer in like support artists. And I realized yesterday, I think like I was telling you, we finished up work yesterday, and I went and picked my girlfriend up, and we made dinner, and I was like fatigued as all hell. You're so fucking tired. And I think that's part of it even. It's just like, it's a mental strain I didn't realize. Yeah. So that's my super long answer.
No, that's, I mean, I think another weird thing is like, specifically, like my dad runs a theater, and like seeing how like theater has like just come to a grinding halt. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, what are you making money from there? People, a large mass of people coming to see a large mass of people on stage. So obviously that's not going to stand in this day and age right now. Yeah. And it's like, you know, what do you do? Like, you don't have a choice now. And And it's like actors are unemployed. They don't have anything to do because like no one's hiring actors right now. No one's, filming anything. No one's doing anything like that. So it's just, so many people are just out of work without any form of being able to express themselves, being able to support themselves. And it's just, it's really sad to see that. And I'm like, not to turn this into like a positive thing, but it's like I'm just happy that I'm in a place where we have a community that can't be really affected by this.
I think that's also why I've been feeling like a fire underneath me to be talking up artists that I know don't have this.
Yeah,
because like
we have something they don't.
We have something.
Yeah,
and that's fucking luck of the draw.
Yeah.
We didn't expect this. We didn't know this. We didn't go into this because of that.
Yeah.
My other job was being a live sound engineer for events. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And it's literally just luck that we've been working on this, and I've been working toward being in the studio space more. Yeah. And I'm not taking the hit that even my colleagues are. The other musicians I work with.
Yeah. So jumping back to this photo, it's edited. This is the original. And as you can see, like, I shaped the light a bit more. I kind of
bend light.
I bend light. I also kind of took it upon myself to like follow the shape of that sunset pattern, and I bloomed it. That way, it looks a bit more active than just the light on those leaves. But that's kind of my final edit there. I am making the executive decision to not edit this photo, and instead going into this intro. Here's a sneak peek. Do not share this with anyone. If my computer even wants to be able to support doing this. Yeah, okay. So
not like the idea.
Basically we have 3 streams of this shot. We have this, what we call the hero. We have this, which is the secondary hero. And then we have this, which is the base. Now, what I like to do before I start adding effects and shit is trying to figure out what I want this shot to effectively look like in the end run. So from here, I like to stack LUTs a lot. So the first LUT that I'll put on is my Golden Age LUT. That gives it a bit of a milky warmth. Wow, that's a statement to come out of my mouth.
This is just the video, no audio, right? This isn't the actual.
Correct.
Okay.
And then from here, I use this LUT called Faded Out, and Faded Out just sort of takes the shadows, just brings them up a bit. Something that I feel like a lot of you know about me, but I feel like I should make it very clear again, is I don't like harsh blacks. I like a slightly faded black. That way, like you still get a little bit of detail in there, but it's a very dark area. And then maybe I'll throw on like trying to affect those blues a little bit.
Also, while you do this, I'm realizing we almost closed that conversation, but just to turn it on all of you, like, what are some difficulties you're dealing with this whole thing?
Yeah, no.
And what are some things you're finding successful? I'd love to hear.
Yeah.
What it's feeling like on your side.
I think the other question is, what are you doing to occupy yourself?
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I'm literally just leaning into whatever I'm doing creatively.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not gonna saturate. I'm gonna go into my HSL. I'm gonna grab these specific blues, saturate the fuck out of them. I might shift the color a little bit. Kind of like that. Yeah. And then from here, you know, I tend to mess around with this shape a little bit of this light. Can I get that orange? Is that possible? No. Is it even gonna read? Oh, maybe. Doesn't do shit. Maybe if I just go for that orange.
Doesn't look like it's doing anything.
Hello? Where are you? Yeah, that's not blue. You're drunk, Final Cut. Go home.
You want it to pop?
It's whatever. It's not gonna pop, but fuck it.
You just superimpose like just an orange rectangle floating in space.
Don't try me, Jake.
It's like it's not tracked to it, so it's actually
yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things in videos and bad videos.
Oh god, it's funny. It's funny because it's true. Pump up that faded. Pump up that polar. So yeah, this was shot Canon, by the way. So there's that.
It sounds like a flex. I don't think it is, but the way you're saying it sounds like a
yeah, no, that was not a flex in the slightest.
I shoot on
Canon. I shoot Canon, but you know. Actually, I'm going to attempt to do something. I don't know if this is going to work. But we're going to try.
I got more questions I'm going to work on.
How dare you?
What are your thoughts on the iPad Pro, or are you not into iPads?
You know, it's cool and all, but like honestly, I'm not gonna buy it.
Is the new?
I think so. The thing for me is like, mouse support's cool as shit and all. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't understand why these apps are not reflecting the new stance on like mouse support and like the new, like the fact that it's a cool floating keyboard, that's great, but like is there a point? Like, you know, if you put Final Cut Pro on on that iPad, then that's intriguing. But now it's just kind of like, okay, well, you can click things with a mouse. Great. You know? I don't know. That's just kind of my 2 cents right now.
I have no opinions on this. Diego says, do you have presets on Visco, or like favorite filters, or just put them all and find out the one you like the most?
On Visco, it's exactly that. I literally just, you know, trial and error process.
Cool.
Yeah, but I do have presets on Lightroom.
Seem to be available. We're not like trying to edge you, but
we're trying to edge you.
It's just that we haven't been able to get them anywhere.
That many people.
We haven't been able to get them anywhere that you can buy them yet. We're working on it.
Yeah,
we're working on it. Diego says, one thing I don't like is that if you upload an Instagram photo from an iPhone, you practically don't lose any quality at all, but if you upload from an Android device, the pic resolution will be destroyed.
Oh, from Visco? Wait, I'm sorry, what?
One thing I don't like is that if you upload an Instagram photo, so upload to Instagram from an iPhone, you don't lose quality. But if you upload from Android
to
Instagram.
Oh, like the photo that's sitting on Instagram, or the photo that gets downloaded to your phone after you upload?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like he's saying,
because if it's a photo uploaded from Android to Instagram, I know what you're talking about, because I refuse to upload any of my photos that I post to Instagram from any phone but an iPhone, because it's much closer to the way it actually like looks in real life.
Well, I think that's exactly the issue he's talking about. And then even when I edit in Lightroom on my PC, when I share with my phone, it's just horrible at some points of the photo once it's uploaded. What am I hearing?
It's just these useless tracks.
Oh.
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
When I edit in Lightroom on my PC and then share with my phone, I think he's just saying the same thing you just said, is that if I upload from my phone, it still sucks.
Yeah.
That sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's Android for you. It's like, it gets so many things right, and then it's just like one little thing. It's like, really? That's what you're gonna mess up?
Mihai says Visco is giving him a hard time lately.
Why?
I don't know. Why? And also,
are we sure that we don't want to go from tight to wide? Or are we still down with?
Well, right now we have two motions. We have the in and then
we're not having both though.
Oh, we're not.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Is it more suspenseful if it starts off like this and then lights up?
I didn't like it as much when we looked at it last time, because I think there's something like, it's like magic, and you're getting close to it. I like the way the light pad is, its plane is shifting.
Yeah.
As you're getting closer.
Yeah.
I like the way that it opens up. I feel like it closing down doesn't give me the same feeling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I like that. It's open and lit. That's really nice.
It's lit.
It is lit.
Fucking lit.
Mihai also says, are you into TV shows? And if yes, did you watch Prison Break?
Have not watched Prison Break.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
I've been watching Schitt's Creek.
How's that?
It's good.
Yeah? I don't know anything about it. It's like a dysfunctional family. Is that what it is?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I guess I do know something about it.
I'm watching Sex Education, which is really good. Highly recommend. Atypical. You. I have one episode left of Gotham.
I don't know anything about You except that it's weird.
It's very weird. I can only watch it like sparingly because it's like, it's heavy, man.
It's like a stalker or something.
It's like a stalker, but like he's also a murderer, and he's also like, it's a time, man. It's a time.
Francisco says, I have an interesting suggestion for the YouTube channel, and also to make you more active over here.
Please.
Yeah. Go for it. And if you want to keep, either if you want to like write a longer description, you could just privately message us, or go ahead and write everything up here.
Yeah.
Diego says top 5 series, as in shows. Jeez.
Top 5 series?
I just finished
SpongeBob.
Oh, you never watched this, but I don't think. But I'm rewatching after years. I'm rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender with my girlfriend.
Okay.
And you never watched it, right?
No.
It is so beautiful. It was beautiful when I was a kid. It was necessary. Huh. It was, man, it was like, it is so, every moment of it is golden. There's not a bad episode. It's just beautiful. And I can go into more detail about it, but geez, it's just like, it's super good. And I studied martial arts as a child, and like for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Actually longer, because I did 2 different martial arts. And the 2 martial arts that I did are adjacent to some of the martial arts that are represented in the show, which is really cool as a kid. But that's a really interesting thing that was super powerful to me, is that they craft this world that obviously isn't our world, but the language of the world is bending, different types of, air, fire, water, earth bending. And then there's subcultures which have different dialects of bending. But the way that they show the world, the way that they actually make the bending, they hired martial arts specialists and designed the way that each culture would bend based on real world martial arts. So like earth is earthy, it's heavy, right? It's like got a certain oomph to it. So there's like certain moves.
Yeah. And
then there's like it's just so cool. But it's beautiful. The writing is good. The music is just phenomenal. So we are rewatching that. It's really hard to say.
I think I'm like weirdly like I think I struggle to get into animated series. Like I am, and I hate saying that, but it's like I'm not into like animated series like that.
Except for SpongeBob.
Except for SpongeBob.
I get that.
Like emotionally, I find it hard to get invested.
I think I get that. Like, I never really. Maybe there's a nostalgia. I never thought that I would feel that for an animated show. Although I guess that's actually bullshit, because I watched Adventure Time and I really loved that. I watched some of Steven Universe, which was kind of came out of that, a descendant of that, which was also really good.
Yeah.
Steven Universe is fucking fantastic and incredibly gay. It's so good. And the music is just incredible there too. The other thing, and I guess maybe I do like animation, that I just finished is BoJack Horseman, which you didn't know about, I don't think, right?
Yeah,
Not really.
No.
That show was incredible. Oh, it's
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So
we should end this.
We should end this, but I want to quickly.
We'll be back in like what?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
But I want to quickly see what these people have to say, because we're kind of just blabbing. Francisco says, "What if we Patreons could vote for a video a month from a pool of something, or from a poll? Or a poll of something. So like, we give them a poll for what video we should do next. We've been suggested that in the past, and I've actually tried to figure out how we could do that.
I feel like the issue with that as of right now, but it could change, is the fact that like there's a set list of videos that we sort of like, Whiteboard, we kind of keep an updated tab of videos. So like maybe like we could take 3 of those videos and be like, what do you want to see next after this video?
So the first thing to say that is going to be one of the only teasers that we do right now, and we're going to keep this really short because we do want to jump off, but we'll be back on at 1:30. But we're really trying to, YouTube is one thing. Patreon, it's already been one thing. It's a little auxiliary to the YouTube. We're really trying to cut those ties. Brandon does things, I do things, and we know a lot of people who do things, and we want the Patreon to be about that. We want it to be about the way that we coexist as artists, who we are, the way that we think, introduce you to people you would never know otherwise, maybe, have fun. it lives somewhere separate. It's not tech-based. It's nothing there. So that's the first thing. But the way that we could apply that tool you've given us to Patreon is we're doing a thing that we're not going to talk about too much, but we're going to tentatively call Jacob and Brendan The Great Beyond, which is a new series that we're going to be doing on Patreon, and we're really excited about it.
The first episode has something to do with a specific movie that we've talked about at the beginning of this live stream.
And a couple other times recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be us being us, learning about things, talking about things the way that we do, and the way that we process different things in our artistic-y ways.
Yeah.
And it's going to be anything. Probably we will employ this kind of poll there. Yeah. That's a really good idea. So we're going to start stockpiling some of them. We're going to be releasing them once a month, I think. Mm-hmm. But after we stockpile, once we don't have an idea of what we want to do next, we'll probably take it to a poll. Yeah. So that's a really great idea. I really appreciate that input. Again, if you have more,
us try new things.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
And then Francisco actually followed up while I was blabbing. Like we can give ideas on a post or something, then you consider what is possible to make, and you select the top 5 of those ideas, and we can vote for something like that. Okay.
I think there's a way to completely involve that.
Yeah. It's all possible. So.
And to answer Diego, I do not play Animal Crossing, but I've been told that I should.
Mm-hmm. I think I've heard that the music is very good. That's all I know.
I know virtually nothing about Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, yeah, no.
But we may become gamers in this series.
Yeah, no. That's kind of the fun thing about this V2 is, like, it's going to be us exploring a lot of new territories, which I think is going to be super fun.
Like,
so, yeah.
I don't know if this comes off the way that it does in my own brain, but, like, I very often feel like a broken record in that I feel like I can only process things through one fucking avenue, which is, like, I'm an artist. Is it artistic? I can only consume things that way, so, like, I'm very interested. Like, I don't play a lot of games, but the games that I do go to, or have gone to, are, like, really interesting indie games with cool music and a small team and a cool story. We'd love to do something like that. So maybe we'll end up doing, like, we'll say we're going to do a game, and then we'll put a top 5 and you guys can take a poll. That would be fun too. Let's cut it. We'll see you at 1:30 on the dot.
Swag.
This one, tell your friends, will be open to the $1 tier. There you go.
Yep.
See you soon.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.